up guys, Scott Godwin, scottgodwin.net here, and we do fitness, nutrition, wellness. And I want to talk about grip strength today, both how to test it as well as how to strengthen it using bar hangs, okay? You have to excuse me, the pollen right now, spring of 23 is starting to really bug my sinuses, so I may sound a little bit stopped up. But this is a really thin dowel, you can kind of see it. So most bars that you hang from will not be this skinny, but I also have another dowel that is a little bit bigger. This one, a little bit bigger, more like a traditional bar that you would hang from. So two things. Number one, you can test your grip strength by hanging from a bar, and just being able to hang, period, hold yourself up for 10 seconds is a great first accomplishment for a lot of people. And then there's standardized ways of actually testing grip strength where you build up to an excellent level around 2 minutes, depending on your age and your sex, male or female. So the reason I brought both of these out is I wanted to show you the bigger bars are easier to hold on to an extent. I said that wrong because basically what we want to do is avoid extremes. So normally something that is a little bit smaller versus big and fat is going to be easier. But if it becomes too small, maybe like this size or smaller, it's going to be painful on your hands. So you want something kind of in between, which is like this right here. I would probably do better hanging on this bar, this one that's a little bit bigger. Even though it's bigger, you'd be able to get a more comfortable position on your palm. So the point is, fatter bars are normally harder to hold on to unless they get to a point to where they're so small, on the small end like this, that they're going to hurt your fingers. Okay, so somewhere in between is a good level to go with. Just wanted to show you that real quick. And so this is kind of an average size bar to hang on to. And to start building up your grip strength hanging onto a bar, if you can't hold it all, then put your feet up on a block or something like that and just support like 10-20% of your weight on the block, and then just get to where you can hold for 30 seconds with 20% of your weight being on your feet, and then just slowly start to do all of it on your hands for say 5-10 seconds, and then move the block away and start building up from there. Now, I want to show you something with regards to the way you hold the bar that can make it easier. So using an opposing grip is actually easier because it creates pressure going in on the bar, puts less stress on the muscles in your hands. So this is a stronger grip, this is a stronger grip. This is called an opposing grip, like this. So it would be hanging from a bar like this or like that. And so either one of those would be easier than an overhanded grip. And as far as overhanded versus underhanded, it really depends. This grip, underhanded, is a little bit unnatural on your elbows. It does stretch your elbows quite a bit, and especially if you have any elbow injuries, which I do in my left elbow, this grip is an underhanded grip is going to be one of the most difficult ones. I can do underhanded or overhanded, but I prefer overhanded. So this would be the easiest grip, an opposing grip, and this would be opposing too. Normally the strongest grip would be your dominant hand. In my case, it's the right hand, underhanded, left hand, overhanded, hanging like that. I could hold a lot longer like that. And then secondly, I could flip over this way, and then the third most challenging would be like this, and then the fourth would be a little bit harder. And then you could actually do one hand hangs, which I've done before. That's a lot of stress on your shoulders. So unless you're a gymnast or some type of acrobatic athlete or plan on doing like a Spartan race where you do monkey bars, I wouldn't recommend doing a whole lot of one arm hanging. So I recommend, essentially, as far as working out to build your grip strength, just to start adding time. Okay, so just do a traditional overhanded grip for most people that are in decent shape. And if you can only do 10 to 30 seconds, start with that. Again, I mentioned earlier that if you can't do your full weight, use a block under your feet. Start to build up to where you can do 5, 10, 30 seconds with a little bit of weight on the block and 80% of your weight on the bar. And then just work subjectively along that continuum until you can do it with your feet off of the ground. And then if you can't do a full 2 minutes with your hands like this overhanded and your feet off of the ground, I want most people to build up to where you can do that, a 2 minute hang, okay? And I know that sounds like a lot to a lot of people, but if you take your time and build up and just keep adding time to what you're doing, most of you, 90% of you can build up and do that, okay? It's challenging, but it's not that impossible, okay? It's not impossible. You can do that, overhanded, 2 minutes, just like this, okay? And again, you can build up. These grips are a little bit easier, but just work on bar hangs. Do it maybe once a week, twice a week. If it's something you really want to work at, you can do it 3 times a week, but take a day in between and add that to your routine. Pick a bar that's not too fat and not too skinny, somewhere in between. The extremes are going to be the most difficult, and that's what I mentioned when we started the video. Big fat bar that you can't get your hand fully around, or one that's too skinny. So that's that. Mix it up, do different grips, and try to build up to where you can do a 2 minute hang from your hands. And I know you'll be discouraged if you can't at first, and a lot of you won't be able to, but if you keep working at it, keep practicing, you will be able to do it. And by the way, being lighter or having a lighter body weight normally does help make this easier. So if you want to lose weight, you're trying to lose weight, it will make your hang easier if you lose weight. It's not that you have to be super skinny though, or be light, because I weigh about 185 and I can hang very well from a bar. It's not that difficult, so you just have to build up your strength. Slowly add time, add 10-second increments, build up every week. It'll get easier. Okay, ScottGodwin.net. I gotta go, out of time, but let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much. Make it a good day.